Hey, everybody. I am super excited because I've got a top producer here who is just made a huge changed brokerages, changed a lot of things in terms of her real estate, her career, her trajectory. And we're going to talk a little bit today about what you can do to change the trajectory, change where you're at, and really move outside of your comfort zone. But first, before we go into that, I'm going to go ahead and cue our intro.
Welcome to Business Insights with Matt Milia. I'm your host, Matt Milia, and in this podcast, we'll talk about the real, raw, uncut business success secrets you won't find anywhere else. Follow my journey from entry level to CEO. We discuss real actionable items you can plug into your business right away. To subscribe to our weekly top tips, you can go to www.mattpodcast.com and join our community of elite high-level performers. And if you're interested in our inside sales company, you can go to www.appointmentstoday.com to jump on a free strategy call. And now, stay tuned for our podcast.
All right. Hey, Lindsay, how's it going?
Hello. It is going great. How are you doing today?
I am amazing. I'm very thankful that I was able to connect with you and get you on because I know that you have a ton of great things to share with everybody. And well, I wanted to start by you telling everyone a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
Sure. So I am Lindsay Boosinger. Hashtag Boo sells to you if you have not seen it. I am a realtor here in Northeast Ohio, and I just switched to the fabulous EXP Realty brokerage, which I am so excited about. And yeah, so that's a little about me.
I love it. So you were doing you were doing a lot of business before, and you had a whole system. What went into that mindset of, you know what, I'm going to move out of my comfort zone. I'm going to get out of what's familiar to me and move into something unknown like a new brokerage?
Sure. So, all the moves that I've made have been, like growth driven, and it was just with EXP, it was an opportunity to, quite frankly, make more money and also just set myself up for the future, multiple streams of income. And just, I've been surrounded by EXP people forever. It's no secret, that Al Stasek and I have been buddies for a while. And they never really tried to recruit me per se. I just felt like they were just pouring into me. They just wanted to see me succeed. But so, EXP was always kind of on my radar. It was back when I left the team and went out as a solo agent, but it wasn't like presented very well to me. So I didn't take to it at the first go around. But, since then, I had the fabulous Renee. You know Renee, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
And she just, also pouring into me all the time. And I love the community, the mindset that I feel like the vast majority of the people at EXP have. And it's just everything, quite honestly. So a lot of factors, but obviously like growth, setting myself up for the future, it just made sense. It was the next logical step. So
I love it. And it's funny because a lot of folks sometimes will look at the model and say, oh, you've got to recruit, or, oh, you just got to push people into stuff. And I love the fact that you said you really were never pushed into anything. It was more or less, it was just an alignment with who you were. And a lot of the alignment element goes into how the systems, the processes, everything that's set up, the even the encouragement of amazing content, which you are the queen of, which we'll talk more about here in a moment. But to make a big change like that, especially coming from a great company that you were with a great brand, a great company before as well. But making a big change like that without now going to like a virtual office where you're not going to an office, you're not going to a workspace, was that really difficult for you to overcome those challenges?
You know, it was so, I did obviously have the brick and mortar office prior, but when COVID hit, I kind of just worked way more from home. I mean, this job is super flexible. You can do that and, work from anywhere. And so, um, that really wasn't a hard adjustment for me. But I also recently scored a really sick office space with Renee. So,
Nice.
I have that for when I need it, for clients, because it is convenient to have a place, if you're out on the road and need to physically sign documents. Seems so
Right.
foreign anymore in this day and
It's
age.
true.
But yeah, so that really wasn't a hard adjustment for me. It's, um, I thought it was going to be, honestly. It was a little bit of my internal struggle. Like, am I going to have that support? But the support is overwhelming to me, with EXP because, you could just jump in the world and get somebody right then and there to help you. And so, it was it's been a pretty awesome transition, I would have to say. It's always hard and stressful, I feel like, but EXP just makes it so easy, honestly. So
I love that. Well, and I think too, anytime you make a change in anything you do in your life, whether it's a change in your habits, a change in your diet, a change in your
yeah,
career is a huge one, of course. I mean, for us, it was a change in zip code from over 1,000 miles away.
right.
Yet you could still see in the background, I've got my Cleveland, Ohio big sign. That's still where my heart is. It's
I
just
love it.
I just don't like the gray. So
Right.
but it still was tough. It was so tough to make those
Yeah.
changes, make those adjustments. And sometimes I look back and I'm like, man, did I make the right choice? Did I make, was this the best move for me? And I think that's the reason why I'm commenting on that, because you said your own inner voice, and I know
Yeah.
that runs through everyone's mind at one point. Man, did I do the right thing? And for you, you're so right about the alignment with the people and having the systems, the tools, people to help you along the way. I found that as well. And for us, I've got I actually rejoined recently. I took some time off because I moved states, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to be doing deals in Ohio, so where do I go with
Yep.
this? And there were so many things going through, and I finally was like, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to get back involved. I go, and I'll worry about the logistics after the fact.
Mhm.
But that's awesome. So for everyone that's watching, if you're on the fence or you've got challenges with where you are, reach out to any of us. We'd love to help
Yeah.
you. And I think really, Lindsay, in my opinion, and I think your upline really truly matters as well. If you've got great people,
Yes.
we're part of the Honey Badgers, so shameful plug, right? But
Yep.
it is an amazing group with amazing people. You got Mike Reese, Al Stasik, Jay Kinder. You've got amazing folks that are just there to help pour
Yep.
into you, which makes a huge, huge difference. So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Absolutely.
So it's funny because I'm almost positive you've ended up on a couple of my TikTok stories where I've actually had like I think it's a GIF, or what is that called? That little image that you have that's
The little
popping out.
Yeah, they're Giphies.
Giphies,
And
that's what it is.
I think I'm saying it right. I think they're called
Sure,
Giphies.
sure you are.
But yeah, I was actually just thinking about this today because it sometimes is like a hot topic, and they're like so simple to do once you learn how.
Hmm.
But those are the best. And I want to say I'm at like 10 million views for my Giphies, somewhere
Wow.
around there. And so it's just like so cool because anybody can access them who posts on a story. That's how
Right.
you get them, is, through the sticker stories. But it's just been really cool. And I want to put together like some sort of, I don't know, like a master class or something on it, because
Oh yeah.
it's so fun. And, I think it could potentially even be a fun event to have people like come and create them somewhere. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, so I love it. So I learned that from the fabulous Holly Kitchens,
Yep.
if you're familiar.
Oh
Um,
yeah. She's been a
she,
guest on here before as well.
yes, she's amazing. I love
She is.
her.
She's awesome.
She is the one who taught those to me. And so I got to give her all the credit. But it's all about building your brand, which, Holly, I've learned so much from her about as well. And it's just creating that brand and image for yourself, because in this industry, I'm sure you've heard the phrase, like, you can't be a secret agent. So,
Right. It's true.
it's just all about, and I have like a large following on Facebook, and that's really my sphere, is where I get my business from. So you just got to build that brand.
It's so Facebook is a gold mine, and it's so funny because so many people are. I mean, if you're afraid to jump on camera, you're afraid to put yourself out there. I mean, it really in today's modern technology society, it really can cripple your growth.
Yeah.
And I think that in itself, it's funny because I've had so many times where we'll run ads for clients, we'll run like YouTube ads or pretty much ads all over the place, and the one thing they say is, "Oh, I won't go on camera." Like, well, why? People see you every day, you
Right.
interact with people. It's like we're all seeing the same thing, but it's sometimes people just can't get over seeing themselves on camera. They just can't get over it. And
I
it's
know.
funny, and I look at that, and again, I totally understand. I mean, before I look back at some of my posts from like 2010, 2011, before I was even in real estate, and I look back, I'm like, man, like, what was I thinking? Like, the stuff I would just post, the things I would say. But looking back now, I realize that everything you do, I mean, you're building your brand, and that's so important for someone that doesn't know how to build their brand or doesn't know how to. And I know, of course, this could become, you could do a masterclass on this, but what would you tell somebody who's just getting started in real estate about, help finding better ways to grow themselves, grow their business, and get themselves out there?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would just start, just start posting. You just have to start somewhere. And so, sharing your day, that's a lot of what I do. Just like, for example, I just got new name tags in the
Right.
mail today. And so I like snapped a quick picture of them, like, yay, new name tags finally came. Like, I'm a total nerd, but just like post about your day, because that's what's most natural. And you want to create like a connection with people. And when you're just posting real things, like things that you're doing, people are going to connect with you.
Right.
And that's how you start building those relationships. And then obviously, like, sprinkle in informational things as well. There's like 3 elements to posting. Let me see if I can remember them. It's like a funny and entertaining, informational.
Yep.
I can't remember the third, of course, now.
Engaging. I think engaging.
Engaging.
Right?
Yep. I
Yeah.
think that's probably it. And that's like the most important when you're just trying to put content out there. I just started really documenting my day. When you're going to show houses, like snap a selfie or go live. Video is huge. And I
So
know,
true.
like you said, people, we're our own worst enemies. Listen, like, I don't even like how I look. Nobody does. I mean, well, some people do, but like it's just, but you look like what you look like and you sound
Right.
like what you sound like. So
Right.
just turn the camera on, go live,
Do you
video.
know how many times, and this is getting personal, but it's hilarious, and I think everybody will get a laugh out of it. You know how many times I look at myself at the camera and go, damn, a double chin, where's this thing coming from? Like, I mean, we all do it. Like, and I'm on
Yes.
all the friggin' time. I
Yes.
am on camera all the time. So it's one of those things. I don't even think it matters if you're always on it, if you're never on it. If you're never on it, you don't build that muscle. That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
It's a muscle. I used to get to a point where I would get nervous before I'd go on. Now I'm just like,
Yeah.
it becomes second nature. And I think it's just so important to do that. And it's funny because you post some stuff that is like, it's the goofiest stuff, but I love it. Like, it was like, look, this cat is following me around as I'm showing the house. I'm like, yes, like, that's awesome. Like, that stuff resonates with people, and you never should stop doing that because people can relate to that. And I mean, if I wasn't an agent and I had a home to sell and I saw you, and I've got cats, and I saw that you were bringing, like, you had this cat around, I'm like, oh my goodness, that's my agent right there. Even if I didn't know you, because it's little things like that
Right.
draw people move towards similarity. Would you agree with that?
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Crazy cat ladies attract crazy cat ladies.
Yeah, and dog people. It's all the above.
Yep.
I mean, it really makes a huge difference. And it's funny because I just remembered that post. That was one of many that you've done. And then the soundovers thing, would you talk a little bit about that? I'm actually curious on that too, because I've never done that. So, what I'm saying, where you have like a certain sound effect. I think that's more of a TikTok thing, but I've noticed that you've taken some of your stuff from TikTok, and it doesn't just stay on TikTok. It sometimes moves over to Facebook.
Yeah. So, were you talking about the voiceover?
Yeah. Like, is that like, what do you do with that? Is it just, you're basically going on TikTok, you pick the sound or the audio that's the voiceover? How does that work?
Yeah. So basically, like when I'll do like content days and I like batch the recording of everything, but like every day when I'm scrolling through, I'll save audio that I really like. So then I go back into my saved audios and then I will like create it from there. So yeah, and I think the voiceover ones are hysterical.
They are.
I'm sure some people are like, man, this girl needs to work on her timing, but
see, but that's you saying that. I thought yours were spot on. I watched them and I'm like, this is hilarious. Like yours.
Good.
Renee's another one that I see.
Oh, I love Renee's. Yes.
I don't know how she puts that much like emotion and like you're literally watching and it's like, how is she like matching that verb? It's amazing. And like both of you guys just kill it on that. I still have never tried. I'm going to now. It's one of those things like I have to try doing that. But I love the fact when I look at your content, and I think this is so important because so many people, you can only post so much about what it is that you do.
Right.
One of the things, even for us, I mean, like we always try to post, like if we're going outside or going out or seeing something. And I think some people are like, oh, they're always out in, because it's like 70, 80 degrees and warm here all the time. Right. And it's like, oh, they're always out in the sun. But it's like, it's a part of the daily, like going to the gym, working out, being social, going to networking events, like just filming or doing something quick while you're there. I mean, your content strategy, of course, is more or less your plan strategy for what you're going to do throughout the week. But when it comes to events and things like that, how do you kind of plan for that? Or do you just do it like in the moment, like with the cat, for example, walking through with the house? How did you?
Yeah. So, I mean, with the license laws, you can't take pictures in the house, but if I know the agent, I will ask them. Like if I have a relationship, and they'll usually always say yes, like, because it's promotion for their listing. Why wouldn't you? But so I will, but like then if we're outdoors or something, I just always try to capture like a moment if I can, if I see one. Sometimes I'm so busy, like I get mad at myself that I didn't even document anything, but it's like
Yeah.
you were in that moment. And so then like maybe what I'll do is take a selfie or something and be like, oh, had 5 showings, listing appointment, like, so you kind of like recap. But I really like, I mean, I always, before I even was really trying to market myself, I was always a picture person. And so I was always taking pictures wherever I went. So that really hasn't changed. It's just probably more amplified now.
I love that.
So,
Well, and I mean, I think that that's really one of the most important things because, the whole goal with social media in my mind is not, they call it the three E's, the educate, the engage, and then the entertain.
yes,
I,
yes,
and if you can educate, and of course, if you can educate and make someone laugh at the exact same time,
right.
you've like, because here's the thing, the education and the entertainment, if you can combine those two together, the engagement is just going to happen naturally through
Yep,
giving someone something that they can laugh at but also learn. So I
yep,
think that makes a huge difference. So, well,
absolutely.
anything that you wanted to add as far as content or EXP or growing your business or anything that you want to add whatsoever?
If there's any agents that are watching this that are wondering like what you could do something different in your business, there's a great resource. I don't know if you've heard of it, but Clubhouse, the
I have
app.
heard. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm
So
familiar.
Clubhouse is like a huge part of my daily routine.
Okay.
There is a few different groups in there. There's one called the Central Ohio Real Estate Club, I believe,
Hmm.
and then the Real Estate All Day Club. And basically, Clubhouse is an audio drop in app. So imagine like almost like Zoom, but with no pictures, and people are just kind of chatting. And you have like a stage that people can get on and speak. And so the ones that I go into are all real estate related. But every morning, 7 to 9, one of them's 8 to 9. And we just chat. Everybody just talks about real estate, their struggles, their wins, goals, challenges, literally everything. We talk about, gratitude and, the importance of being active and working out. And I mean, just the whole package, because all of those things are so important in this industry. It's so easy to get taken away by it and, fall into a negative mindset, especially in this market. And so,
It's
you
true.
know, finding the balance of finding time for yourself, working out, eating well, and just creating a schedule and a routine, that's all so important. And that's a lot of what we talk about in Clubhouse. And there's a lot of exp agents, there's agents from everywhere, but there is a lot of exp agents in there. And I think it's because we're of that same mindset, and we kind of just gravitate together. But Clubhouse has been a huge resource for me. When I'm having issues or struggling, like I can talk about it with these peers of mine, and it's just amazing. I highly recommend it to anyone. And even if you're not in real estate, it's for literally any topic or interest. So you can just go in and search different topics. So,
Do you still need to invite only? Is that how that works?
nope, it's
Okay.
open to the public now, but it was that
Oh,
way.
okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I have to
Yep.
check it out. So many people have recommended it, and for me, I mean, I love social media more than I should. Uh, but at the same time, I know if there's value in there, I'm all about that. And I think
Yeah.
that that's really important because even for me, like I found a couple of I mean, we were doing a lot of like expired calling for sale by owner calling. And not that there's not still a market for that, but I mean, if a house is expired now, there's something bad probably happened
Right.
that house is expired, that it's like, what happened?
Right.
So they're far and few between. And what I've noticed is that inside of like I've had a couple of clients that told me they're like, oh, I'm in Clubhouse, I do this, and they shared these different lead sources with me. I'm like, oh my God, these are amazing. So
Yeah, and I've gotten referrals from there too.
that's awesome.
Because I get known as the Cleveland, Ohio, Northeast Ohio agent. And so when there's an agent from wherever, Michigan,
Right.
Florida, they remember my name from being there every single morning, and there's so many benefits. I could literally talk for days about Clubhouse. I freaking love it. It has been amazing in helping my career in the last year and a half.
That's awesome.
So.
Well, because things are so different now. I mean, I remember when we first started appointments today, the biggest thing was, cold calling and expireds and door knocking, and not to say that those things don't still work. I mean, they can, but it's so different now than what it was 4, 5, 6 years ago.
Right.
You need those new innovative ways, the new technology, which again is why a lot of us have went over to EXP, because of the innovation and the technology and all the great tools. So that's so awesome. And I'm glad you're able to share that, Lindsay, because Clubhouse is one of those things where I always forget. And I have it on my to-do list. I'm like, I got to join.
I know that's what everybody says. And it's just, it's been so amazing the last year. So I wanted to drop that nugget for sure.
That's awesome. Well, I want to thank you for jumping on. You gave so much value. And for everyone that's tuning in, we'll see you guys same time, same channel next week. Thanks again, Lindsay.
Thank you.
See you guys.